Hi, in today's video, I want to take a few minutes and just talk about possible Model 3 options and their potential pricing. Now, the reason this came about is because recently on Tesla's website, specifically the Model X, they've made a pretty significant change as far as the interior options are concerned. If you haven't seen it, I encourage you to go and take a look at what they've done. See, in the past, and this is still the case for the Model S, is they allowed you to pick sort of a seat color, an interior trim color, and the color of your headliner. And what's happened recently with the Model X is that they've now bundled those into preset configurations. Now all of this points to streamlining of configurations options for the Model X. Now, because Model 3 options and the potential pricing is a constant discussion on the internet and of course on our forums as well, I thought I'd take a little bit of a stab today and to take everything into context that Elon has said about moving production up sooner, as well as getting production up to very high levels. So having said that, I think the indications are with Model 3, now I could be wrong on this, but in order to get to production levels that they're predicting starting next year, that they really have to streamline the internal options on this vehicle. You can't have all kinds of a la carte options on these things in order to have high volume. Now, case in point, I invite anybody out there to go and take a look at a competing manufacturer's website. I just looked at Volkswagen, for example, and their interior options, let's say on a CC, which is about the equivalent base price on a Model 3, is like 2 seat options, and that's it, and very little other options that you can pick on the vehicle. So it just shows that high volume manufacturing on a vehicle, you can't have all kinds of options on there. Now, some of you might say, well, the Model 3 is also a competitor to the BMW 3 Series, and if I go look at the BMW site, they have myriads of options, and that's fine, but keep in mind, BMW has been making the 3 Series for a long, long time. They have their logistics sorted out and planned out. But Tesla doesn't at this point. We're talking about 400,000 cars in terms of a reservation list at this point. They can't be offering all kinds of little a la carte options on this car. They have to have it streamlined if they're going to hit their targeted production numbers. So having said that, let's take a few minutes and look at a chart that I made for the possible option configurations of a Model 3. Now, the first thing I want to mention here that if anybody who's been observing Tesla for a long time, they tend to use a lot of the same playbook options of what Apple does, how the cars are marketed and sold. So I took that to heart and looked at what they do with the Model S and the Model X and kind of extrapolated what a possible configuration option for Model 3 would look like. So having said that, on this diagram you will see 3 blocks: good, better, and best. So if we focus on the good side, this is the $35,000 US price, base price of the Model 3. Now, these are kind of made up options based on what we see for the Model 3 or the Model S, so don't take this to heart, but these are possible configuration options. So on the good car, we would be looking at somewhere in the vicinity of a 60 kilowatt hour battery pack, a single rear motor on the car, a metal roof option. Now keep in mind, when I talk about the metal roof, I'm talking about the middle section between the windscreen of the vehicle and the all-glass roof on the backside, because every Model 3 will get the full glass panel roof on the back. It's just that short middle section on the vehicle. So we're talking about a metal roof on the base car, textile seats, keyless entry, which is, you key fob in your pocket, you approach the vehicle, the doors would unlock. Active safety. Now the active safety features are on all Model 3s, and this is part of the Autopilot hardware suite. On the base car, you would get Autopilot hardware. Now the activation of the Autopilot functions would cost extra. The aforementioned 400 kilowatt hour supercharger allowance on the new credit system. Approximately 220 mile, maybe 230 mile base range on that, translates to about 365 kilometer range. Now we know that Tesla has mentioned a minimum of 215 mile, so I'm taking that to heart and just saying, okay, maybe it's 220. Performance on the vehicle would be in the vicinity of about 5.8 seconds, 0 to 60 miles per hour, or 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. So that would be your base car. Now, this is not including your interior options or things like, say, winter climate package, or the cold weather package, I should say, a tow hitch, and your color. After that, your interior options as far as seats, colors are concerned and stuff could possibly be tied to the colors of the vehicle as well. Again, if you look at other manufacturers, they tend to, in some cases, pair interior color combinations with exterior colors, I should say. So keep that all in mind. So focusing on the second part here, on the better car, let's say it's a $10,000 premium, $45,000 US. You would get a potential 75 kilowatt hour battery pack that would be upgradable through a software unlock to 90 kilowatt hour. Now, there's been a lot of talk on the internet about, because Tesla offers a software locked 60 kilowatt hour battery pack, that they would do the same thing with the Model 3. And I would say that on the low end of the Model 3, I don't think that's possible, because the profit margins on this car are by design lower than a Model S. So the software lock thing, you can't take a big battery pack, put it on there. The margins are not there. But it might be possible on a car in the mid-range with a $10,000 premium. So let's go back through the options again. So on the better car, you would get the dual motor drive. The middle section of the roof would be the all glass, with a potential to go to panoramic roof. But let's just talk about packages at this point to streamline things. The seats would be leather. You would get a tech package. Now, tech package could include things like a power lift gate. Well, maybe not a power lift gate on the Model 3, but you know, upgraded maps or say power seats, those kind of things. Again, the aforementioned active safety features are built in. As far as Autopilot, it might include the enhanced Autopilot, which is your first level of Autopilot, not the full Autopilot. Your standard 400 kilowatt hour supercharger yearly allowance. The range on the vehicle could be in the vicinity of about 216 miles or 460 kilometers, and the performance would be somewhere in the vicinity of 4.8 seconds, 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. Good, respectable performance, you know, good value for the money here. The last option would be what I call the best option, which is another $10,000 premium. It could be more. But this is essentially ticking every box. So we're talking about a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack with the ludicrous included, dual motor, full panoramic roof, which is the sunroof in the middle section, leather seats, premium package, active safety, of course, full autopilot. So that's the enhanced autopilot plus the auto drive on the autopilot features. Possible lifetime supercharger allowance. Now again, Tesla's pretty made it clear that they're moving to a credit system, but I'm not going to rule out the possibility of a lifetime supercharger allowance if you buy it. And on this car, we're talking possibly about a 315 mile range or 504 kilometer range. And because of the ludicrous, your performance would drop to the low threes, somewhere in the vicinity of 3 seconds, 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. So again, I want to make it clear that these are not official numbers or packages. I'm just kind of blue sky thinking here that if they're going to streamline this car's production and give everybody the chance of getting into that $7,500 tax credit for the US viewers out there, that you can't be nickel and diming on little options and little variations. You have to pump out as many cars as possible. And this is one possible way that Tesla could approach this, is to offer preset configurations of the vehicle, and all you really have to choose is a couple little incidentals, your color and your interior options package, and get out there. So that's it for today. If you have any comments, please discuss down in the comment section. I would invite you to consider visiting our forum at model3ownersclub.com. Our Twitter handle is @Model3Owners. If you want to help us, we also have a Patreon page at patreon.com/Model3ownersclub.com. Pledgers on there help us produce these videos, so every little bit helps. So anyways, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.